they've stacked up those apologies for me for when I get back.
Well, yeah. So there's a colleague at work who is known for making really stupid comments, and then borderline racist. Or for me, it's just like it's just pure, And you can say, oh,
I know.
they're from that area. Yeah, I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, all that rubbish. But if something's offensive, you know what I mean? But anyway, he actually texted, and my colleague sent me the text going, "What do you think it is?" And it was said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I'm sorry for all the things that I've said this term or this year. I didn't mean to offend you. I just thought I'd say that outright. I'm not that kind of guy. I thought I'd say that outright now, considering what's happening." Was the wording. Yeah, just like that was so it was an apology, but it was a kind of, considering
that last line kind of just swung it back round again.
Yeah, it was a kind of, it's kind of, since we're all thinking about Black Lives now, I might as well apologize to you for anything I might, and it's one of those crap apologies where it's like, I'm sorry if you got offended, not like I'm sorry because I'm a racist.
Exactly.
I'm sorry that you got offended. You can't take the joke, man.
I'm sorry that you have a problem rather than I've got a problem.
Yeah, considering now you guys have all got a problem. It's just, for frick's sakes, man.
It's again sounds to me like it's one of those optics things of, while we're all talking positively about race and everything, here's my positive contribution. And if we ever get back to just not really thinking about it too often, I'll go back to my.
Of course, and as well, he's apologized to that colleague, but then he says he says stuff about about women, and also like with me, for example, he'll purposely get my name wrong, and stuff like I think it's funny kind of thing. Obviously, I always pull him up on it, but then that's a kind, it's a kind of like, I'll apologize to you because of the thing, but everything else that I do that's wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But, only because it's like going like when there was the Me Too movement.
Yeah,
it's like going, oh yeah, sorry, I was a bit rapey to you the other time because considering now it's like there's a Me Too thing, so I'm sorry about that time that
I'm gonna hold off from being rapey for a little while, all right, until it all dies.
But when it does die down,
you can expect a double raping.
I've held back on that. You know what I mean? Like, what a stupid. It got me angry, mate. I gotta say, like, that just got me angry. That text,
Yeah. What did your colleague think about it initially? How does she take it?
So she's not, she's so nice. She was just like, she actually wrote back to him going like, oh, don't worry about it, blah, blah. And I was like, you shouldn't have said that. You should have, why are you apologizing now? Is what you should have said.
Yeah.
And that's a crap apology. And then I was getting angry for her, but like, I was like, but like I said, maybe it's because I was also, he's also said some shit to me and to other people, and it's like, go on, sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, it's just like, he's just doing it not because he's sorry. He's doing it because he just wants people to know that he's been on social media and he knows what's the latest hashtag.
I'm aware of what's happening in the news, mate. It's also you're just a little bit more observant. You're a little bit more aware of like all the levels to this. Your colleague be on a bit more of a surface level, so I reckon it's all right for her to like accept an apology on that, or like, oh yeah, thanks for actually thinking to say that. It's all right for her to say that, but if anything, we've had the conversation of but what's going to happen in 2 months? Will it be different in 2 months down the line? In 6 months' time, is he going to get back to his old tricks? We kind of have that level of skepticism, which I think is a healthy level of skepticism.
Yeah,
she's a little bit more entry level, a little bit more innocent.
Yeah.
Cheekiness.
And when I was saying that I was angry for it, obviously I'm not angry for her. I'm as angry. It's my own anger, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. You know, people would take it seriously, and I'm not going to tell people how to react.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just that kind of. How would you react? Do you know how you'd react?
Mate,
Depends
what
who it is, I guess.
kind of apology letter?
That like a text like that, like just a blase. Yo, Zach, sorry if I if I said anything.
I'm not sure I would have been able to hold that kind of stuff around me in the first place. And I reckon those people who drop those kind of jokes probably do when I'm not there or in a different environment. Do you get what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
But if I did get that, yeah, I would kind of kick off a bit. I don't think I could quite accept it either. I was like, I'll be something like, yeah, but you know that was a dick move in the first place. Why do you always have to say these kind of things? Do you get what I mean? As in, I'm engaging. You've opened the conversation. I'm not obliged to say, oh yeah, thanks very much for that. I'm continuing the conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now you've brought it up. But then those people would be the same people who go, oh wait, I said sorry. Like let's just stop it.
Well, I would explain the same thing I'm saying here. That I heard you were apologizing, but let's actually talk about this thing that you want to apologize about.
And that is the good thing about the discussions now, that we are talking, and it is good that we can have that conversation without someone going, oh, see, well, I don't see race, so blah blah, all that rubbish. But and also I've noticed presenters on radio and podcasts saying in the current climate. So they're saying, oh, well, can you say that in the current climate? Can you, because in the current climate, we can't talk, we can't say, and it's another thing of, I don't know, it's just like, oh, well, we're back in the good old days, we could be racist, and we could be sexist.
Exactly. For me, it kind of smacks of like temporariness. Like this is a temporary state. Like in the current climate, not even in the new climate, but the current. Do you get what I mean? It almost sounds
it's just a fad.
We'll do this rather than that was the old days. We can't do that anymore. That would seem more permanent if you get what I mean. So sometimes the little things in people's language kind of lets you know whether they think it's a passing fad or whether they think it's actually like a big old seed change and everything's going to be different from here on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm hoping, because a lot of the people at the protest, there were a lot of young people there. I'm hoping it is a moment in history, and it will like be in the history books. Like, I'm hoping it is, and it isn't just like someone says in the future, oh, do you remember that time when, I hope it is an important part. And, why can't people just think of other people like equal? I just don't get. There's like a Michael. Is his name Michael Shea? He's like a comedian, and he was like, he was like people that just, for someone to go, I think we should all be treated equally, and then someone to go, nah, I disagree.
Well, I don't know about that. Just let's just talk about it.
Nah, I don't think so. I just don't understand that.
Exactly.
So there was that kind of reaction, and I was just I work in a predominantly white area. I don't live there, but I work there. And sometimes you had to kind of, because like if it's people then you can just like say what you need to say.
Yeah.
But there were some times when there's people that I didn't know, and they started talking, and it was just you had to bite your tongue because you didn't want to be that angry guy that just talks about race. You know what I mean?
I fully know where you're coming from. Wait, hold on. Are you before all of this or recently?
No, recently. So even that, like because of it, like people are talking, but then I feel like also because I'm not, I'm not black, and I'm not. Some people forget that
No,
my parents are my mum's a different race. So
yeah,
I do get I get a lot of the
you're getting the inside scoop, mate. You're getting
yeah, mate. I'm getting a lot of like people saying stuff, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's like, don't you know, I'm not, I'm not white. I
yeah.
can't.
I'm on your side.
I'm not. Yeah. And then so they'll happily have these discussions that they wouldn't have if a black colleague was in there. And then you're just like, oh, I just need to leave the room. It's all this, all the, all lives matters and all this rubbish.
Mate,
Just
this is exactly what I'm talking about. Where like I just know that those conversations and those kind of comments and jokes wouldn't happen while I was in the room, and just because I'm black, but because of the reaction they would get from it in the first place. So sometimes I miss out. I don't know. That takes me out of the discourse about that particular thing sometimes because it's basically being hidden from me. It's being partitioned from me. So I miss out on that in some ways.
I know. I totally understand that. Yeah, but that's the thing as well. That a positive thing is that people are saying that you don't have to be black to talk about racism. If you're white, you still talk about how things are racist. But like there was a lot of like passing it on. It's like, well, we're not as bad as America here, are we? You know what I mean? It's really bad in America. Or they'll be like, well, oh no, it's not a British problem, it's an American problem.
Exactly.
Or it's a police problem. That's what happened. It was a police problem, and then that person's going to jail, so it's all right now. No, it's not. it's a discussion. It's a conversation, man, and it's just really annoying to hear. Yeah, just some of the stuff that coming out of people's mouths, man.
Yeah, so a lot of people just want to like sweep it under the carpet. Do you know what I mean? Or they think not only that, or they think, oh no, that was dealt with. That was like the 80s. It's all gone now.
Yeah. It's not like that anymore.
Yeah, it's like now you actually need to open your ears and listen because people are telling you about their recent experiences.
We can't beat you up anymore. Like, you know what I mean?
Fine. I stopped beating up blackies. I stopped beating up blackies in 1989.
You were talking about that thing? Oh. and then through those discussions, it was there were loads of things that came out that for me were a distraction from the real topic. So I'm going to talk a bit about that. But first, before I do that, did you see like Netflix and Prime and all that then released like a list of books and
I just noticed that they had that section that was for the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, a list of books or films you should watch. And I was like, what is it? If you're racist, you should watch this. And then you might not be racist anymore. And then they were like films because my dissertation was on like Hispanic and Latino representation in Hollywood. Yeah, and I also did a bit on Spike Lee as well. So I've watched a lot of the films that they're saying, but is that how you to have that discussion? That to let them watch loads of films about racists? Like,
but mate, I don't even think all the films I saw were about racists. I just think there were films with lots of black people in them.
No, I would agree with that, but then the list I saw weren't, mate. They were like films like, have you heard of Green Book?
No.
It was an Oscar winner, actually, talking of the Oscars.
Yeah.
And it's about like some made up story about this, like it's basically you're driving Miss Daisy, but it's role reversal. The white guy drives the black guy. But yeah, it's just. But then apparently the story it's based on is made up. They weren't friends, but it's trying to be like, oh yeah, these guys are friends, and it's a made up story basically.
It's made up, or they've tweaked it.
They tweaked it that they were friends, and then all this friendship happened when it didn't. It was just like it was just he drove him. That's what happened. But like I don't know. Like, so have you seen these lists? Then
No, I've seen them. Yeah. You might be right. Maybe I didn't know what all of